Alright, I'm going to give you guys a quick update on Solana. So, just wanted to start at the monthly, and I haven't looked at Solana in a little bit, so I'm just going to kind of go through everything that I see from beginning to end on high time frames to low time frames. So to start off with, whoops, I shouldn't click that. We have some important levels here. I mean, the first thing I would do is mark on the monthly level down here, just to know this is probably going to be a major fucking support if we ever go this low. It's like a $5 level, so very important level. It is very low, but it's a real level. It's there. And then we also have this current $13 monthly level as well, which we've been holding above, which is good. But if we do break this, I mean, there's a lot of ways on the way down. So I think if we can stay above 13, we're looking good. And when I break it down a little lower, we do have some harmonics down there as well. So far, this is what I would be looking at to hold that 13 level. If we lose that, I mean, it could go way farther down. We'd have to break down to the weekly to see if there's any other very, very important weekly levels that we'd be looking for. And we could start marking some of these levels here, like an 11, that 8 area, and then down even to like your $7. So those are just a couple levels to watch out with. It looks like we're holding that 13 level pretty well. We just came and back tested it almost this week to a T. So when you really break it down, you can actually see how it affects it on the low time frames too. When you're looking at the higher time frame here, this is the extension of a harmonic, so macro bullish would make sense to pump from here a little bit, because we do have a large time frame butterfly that takes you down to like the 1618 down here, which is right about here. That lines up with this level as well that we had on the macro monthly scale. So this is your 1618, so that looks good, man. That really looks good. Can it come down smaller time frames and touch it? Yeah, you want to see this hold if it can. If it can't hold, you can break it down even a little bit farther, and we do have a harmonic down here that looks like it could play out maybe, and it would be looking for like your 886 and your 786 targets. So I can mark those for you just so you can have those memorized in case it does come down in this area. And you'd be looking for anything between 11.4 to 11.8. So that would be a pretty big reversal zone. You have a fair value gap down here on your 4 hour. And then that's if you lose this level. These would be a level that you would look to take a scalp at. So right now, and then if you want bullish confirmation on this, so there's a couple bearish harmonic patterns that could be calling for a lot higher up here. But if you want bullish confirmation on this, you need to have a breakout, confirmed breakout over here. And I would be looking for something like this. I would want to see this breakout on the upside. So if you get something like this where you come in, you back test it as support, and then you break out, then you can take a trade higher for this potential pattern. I think it's right here. I'll double check for you. Yeah, so you got like a bat, a potential bat, up to the 886 here, which is like, I think 18 bucks, which is a big trade. Yeah, so about 17.90. So this would be a really, really big trade if we could get that, but for confirmation, I want to see us break above this level here, break out of this like wedge or whatever we've been in. I mean, I guess you could call it like a wedge. Yeah, so something like that is what I am visualizing, and we're kind of just in this range for right now. So there's two things that can happen. You can, one, have this harmonic down here play out, this bullish pattern inside this, and you would get something like this. So these are, I always like to have both options. This is a long zone, this is a short zone. If you get a confirmation breakout, you can take a stab at the continuation. So this is like the big range I feel like that we're in right now. And then another thing that you can do here, if you see it break out on the downside, maybe we break out on the downside here. We back test this resistance, we come down, we touch this point, then you enter here and you see if you can at least bring it up scale out on the way up a little bit, and then if you get some more confirmation up here, then you can run it all the way up to that 18 bucks. So preferably I would like to see it come to 1140 to 1180 first, because then that's just a bigger long. But it's two possibilities here, man. You got to see if we're going to get a breakout and a real confirmation here to go, or if we're going to get a breakout. So be ready for every scenario. Be ready for a breakout, a fake out, and then you come down, back test, and then go down. So there's a bunch of possibilities that can happen. Right now, you're kind of in no man's land. You gotta wait and see what happens here. If we hold the 13 level and we break out on the upside, there's a good chance for continuation up. Let me get Boomer Scott Carney's stuff off of this real quick. Here we go. Sorry, guys. And then if you're looking at this on the daily looks like we have still like a bearish divergence, man. We do. So we have this hidden bearish divergence that's forming. It's a little bit higher than this one over here, and so it's a hidden bearish divergence. So we could go lower here. So that's why I'm kind of favoring a little bit dip down to that downside first, and then create like a little bullish divergence like this. Once you get that downside, this might turn red, be smaller than this, you create a bullish convergence, and then you look for the price up. So this would happen down here, price would look something like this down here, stay above this X over here, like that, and then you would get that continuation up. So that's kind of what I would be looking at in Solana. I think it's kind of in no man's land. I think it's somewhere that if you're going to buy spot for long term, fuck it, why not? You could go down another 50%, but that's with everything. So just accumulating at lows like this, I mean, this is a better area to accumulate than any of the last entire year. So people calling you stupid for accumulating down here, like, you should have called them stupid the entire last year for all of this shit. So if anything, I don't think it's a terrible spot to accumulate spot. If it dips farther, buy more. But if you're leverage trading, just know that you are at the risk of coming down here, which is probably another like 20% at least from where we're at, I would say. Something like that, maybe 16. So that's just my thoughts on Solana. Hope I covered it all for you.